Hello everybody, I hope you're keeping well today. Thank you for joining me here at Friendship Shaving. I'm your host Mark, and I'm just putting my pre-shave on, making sure the shirt is unbuttoned, ready for today's shave. Welcome to Single Edged September. It's the first time I've done this on my channel, but all through September I shall be using single edged razor blades of one sort or another, and we're going to start with the above the tie single edged slant razor, the X1, and I'm really excited to be using this. Have that up there ready to go. I'll show you in a moment. The soap I'm using today, got it on my vintage Mohawk brush all ready to go, and it is a Pecksniff's shaving soap from Brighton in England, and a very nice cologne scented soap. Now let's have a look at this razor. I'll move my brush out of the way. Fantastic this is. This is the X1 from above the tie. You can see it's got a lovely polished head. And there are some machine marks left on the underside, which that's absolutely okay. See the two very small posts there for the blade. The blade it takes is a Feather Artist Club style blade, and I'll be using a Feather Professional blade today, and I'll be using one that is on its second use that I have here, and it just pops in very nicely onto those two posts, just like that. Now the guard plate is really cleverly designed. This is, by the way, and I believe I'm correct, this is the first single-edged slant razor to be made. I'm pretty sure, but it certainly is a very, very nice looking, well machined razor. There we are, above the tie X1, made in the USA, and that pops straight onto the head cap and the razor blade. Put the little washer on. Now I'm just going to make sure that is correctly in place, because I've had a shave with this in a week, and I started my shave and the blade gap was much bigger on one side than the other, and I didn't quite have it correctly set, but this is correctly set, and you can see there we are. It's a slant razor, even blade gap all the way along. Very clever. Look how it's got a very low profile head. They've cut down, you know, that big chunk that used to be at the back. They've cut that right off and made it really quite slimlined. Very slightly different design at one end to the other to accommodate the slant, but a very, very nice looking razor indeed. So we'll be getting going with that in a moment. Now just going to wet my face. And put some of this Pecksniff's soap on. A strange name, apparently it is a literary figure from Dickens. I think it was Ezra Pecksniff. Anyway, there we go. It is a lightly scented soap, not too lightly scented though. For me, it's just a nice cologne scented soap. Smells very similar to Cool Water. There are some similarities in the scent components between this one and between Undersea from Ariana and Evans. Now, I tried to use Undersea in the week and I unfortunately reacted to the soap, and it was one of those soaps where even though I'd washed my face well and got all the soap off, it continued to burn for about 2 hours. So that one is not for me. This one I had no trouble with at all. It is a glycerin based soap, and glycerin, if I look on the ingredients list, apart from water, glycerin is the second ingredient, so there's more of that in than the other ingredients. Perhaps you'll be able to see that, pause it and see what's in there. There are a lot of ingredients in this, like sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauric acid, etc, etc. But it is, for me, it's a nice soap. You can see I've got a good lather, and apparently, I've been looking into this, some people find that a soap made largely with stearic acid is a little bit drying on their skin, and apparently this Pecksniff's soap was formulated this way with a lot of glycerin to avoid that. Glycerin is, I believe the word is a humectant. It encourages moisture to be retained in the skin to keep it nice and supple and moist. So there we go anyway, but yeah, a very nice scent, nice lather, but it takes a little bit more work and it works a little bit differently. So I found it takes a lot of water, but very little bit at a time, a lot of agitation, but I've got a nice lather, nice shiny lather, and we'll see how it goes with this razor. Lovely razor. Above the tie there is a coupon code in the description to this video for all above the tie items, just for your information. Now this razor has been kindly loaned to me. And it feels very nice indeed. Here we have got a very nice lather, lots of moisture in the lather. It's perhaps not as slick as some high-end soaps, but do you know what, guys? It certainly is slick enough. It's quite nice. Now this razor, because of that slimlined head, is not as heavy as the above the tie single edge razor that I have. They really lighten this down a bit, but it's still a very nicely balanced razor. I've got this with the Kronos handle, 3.5 inch handle with this lovely cross knurling, very nice in the hand. It's very nice to see something different. Come out. I've seen a lot of razors over the last year or so, but very difficult to keep producing anything new. But this is a new idea, the X1, a slant razor, and slant razors were traditionally very, very popular in Germany. Going back to about the 1930s. I don't know why they particularly took off in Germany. Gillette never produced a slant razor. Perhaps they thought there was no need. There is an argument that using a slant is helpful for people with sensitive skin, because the angle of the blade makes a hair come off easily. I've not particularly found that to be the case. I'm not sure it feels very different from a standard razor, a double-edged razor, or any single-edged razor. But I am certainly getting a very nice shave with this. Even when I didn't have the head and the guard plate put together correctly, it was a very nice shave. I dozed off out the back in the sunshine. When I woke up, thought I'd go and have a shave and refresh myself, and that's what happened, half asleep. You know, this soap is very nice. It is very slick, actually. I was looking on the Pecksniff's website. I'll put that below for you. They don't seem to do this shaving soap anymore. They seem to make a cream now in a tube rather than a soap per se. Oh yeah, this is quite a nice scent. Lots of slickness. Here we are, we'll have a little bit more soap on the brush. So yes, I've got the Kronos handle on the razor, which is 3.5 inches, which is just about 89 millimeters, and just got some information here. The weight of the razor is 2.78 ounces or 79 grams. So although it is a stainless steel razor, it has got less weight than quite a few other stainless steel razors that I've used. Coming in at 79 grams, seems very nice indeed. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong guys, but I believe a Gillette Slim is about 74 grams, so not too much difference. Yeah, the balance point is about there, and that just suits me fine because I rest it on my little finger there, and a very nicely balanced razor. Well, is it going to go? Ah, the heck with it. So there we are. It's a very smooth shave with this razor. Really, really smooth. It's rated as 6 out of 9, just as a sort of average, medium, I would say. It's a medium. Very little blade feel on the first pass. Hardly any at all on the second pass. It's just a very nice, comfortable razor. I like it very much, actually. Oh, it feels good, guys. It really feels good. It feels great to be doing a single-edged September, so you know there'll be a straight razor somewhere in there. There'll be a vintage razor. There'll be some comparisons. I'm looking forward to this month. Oh yeah, very good. Lovely. You know, you can really feel the glycerin in the soap. And I suppose it won't be anything different to, you know, using a glycerin pre-shave soap. One assumes that that does the same thing. The glycerin in the pre-shave soap, one assumes, and I'm not a soap maker, so not an expert on this, but one assumes it helps keep the skin moist. So perhaps if you suffer from that, a glycerin soap or a glycerin pre-shave soap might work for you. But look, I've got a lovely lather out of this. There's absolutely loads of it. What I did notice when I took the soap and put it in my bowl, I used my ice cream stick, put some in my bowl, and I put just a tiny drop of water on, and it went to like a jelly straight away. And I thought, oh boy, this is just going to, I put too much water in. But no, it absorbed the water in a second. As soon as I got working it with the brush, I had to keep adding more water. I had to agitate the brush quite a bit. Really had to keep doing that and keep working the lather, but it's turned out very nice. That's better. There we go. This Pecksniff smells to me something like Aqua de Palma. not as strong. There is a little bit of that. Well, it smells like the aftershave that I'm going to be using today. That's what it reminds me of. I'm going to be using Davidoff's Cool Water today. So when I sit down with my mum to have tea, I'm going to be smelling fantastic. This professional blade is really nice in this razor. I know fella are a very sharp blade. It doesn't feel particularly sharp in this razor. It just feels very, very comfortable and very nice to use. So done that way, let's go this way. That's it. Lovely razor, a stainless steel Slant single edge razor, the above the tie X1. I like that very much indeed. What a great shade. Now, oh, do you know what? Glycerin soap, you can really feel that that is slick. Just drain in the sink, guys. Looking down there, I've nearly drowned myself. Oh, do you know what? That feels great. That is great. That feels really good. So, some Davidoff. Splash back to the 90s for me. Oh gosh, it pours out of there. Oh, that's so nice, isn't it? So evocative of that time of my life. In Bristol. I lived in Bristol. Fantastic. Really, really good. So that's my shave with Davidoff, with Pecksniff's shaving soap, and with the above the tie X1. Fantastic, really enjoyed that, guys. So I hope you have as well. Look after yourselves. I'll see you shortly. Bye bye now, all the best.